In your homework, you have a problem on how to draw a pie chart. So we start with the data we were given, and in this case we have the 5 most frequent reasons for hospital admissions and the frequencies that correspond to those reasons. So what we want to do to start is take each of the frequencies and add them up. And we get a total of 7,354 for this particular problem. Okay, so now I have the total of my frequencies. Now what I need to know is for each individual reason, what percentage of the pie chart corresponds to that reason, and then we want to find out, well, what is that percentage of 360 degrees, since there's 360 degrees in a circle. So I'm going to calculate that all at one time. So I'm going to get the number of degrees, in the particular segment that we're looking at. Okay, so the first one we have is 820. To calculate the number of degrees in that segment, I'm going to take 820, divide it by the total, 7,354, and then multiply by 360. And you can type it into the calculator just like this. Multiplication sign looks like an asterisk. And when I calculate that, I get 40.141. So I'm going to write that in that space, take out my calculation, and I have 40.141. So I just took the frequency divided by the total of the frequencies, which in this case is 7,354, and then multiplied by 360. So this is our formula for this particular problem. This value, the 7,354, would change depending on the problem, and the 360 would always be the same for every problem in general. So now let me put in the degrees in each segment for the rest of the reasons. My next one is 62.17. Then I have 30.057, 172.56, and 55.072. So that's the degrees for each segment. Now theoretically we could go and create our pie chart from this. But one way to make it a little easier, we have to do a little more computation, but it will make entering the actual lines into the pie chart a little easier. What I'm going to do is, because in the software they start with the first reason, which in our case is congestive heart failure, so I know right away that I need to put a line at 40 degrees, a little over 40 degrees. So let's go and take a look at the pie chart for this problem. And we have congestive heart failure. So what I'm going to do is select the orange line, and I'm looking on the pie chart. I've got 10, 20, 30, 40 degrees. So since we're entering, this segment is just a little over 40 degrees, I start by putting my dot in the center, and then I click. I went right about to 40. They're pretty forgiving, so you just want to make sure, let's see, let me try that again. So I want to get just over that 40. Oh, that was even worse. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. But you get the idea. Okay, so there I am, a little bit over 40, and that's just about right. Now, what happens is if I try to figure out what is another 102.311 degrees after this, then I'm going to have to count what is 102 degrees from here. That's not very easy. So this is where we're going to do some more computation, and then we'll be ready to do coronary atherosclerosis. Okay, so let's go back to our chart. And let's see. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to make space for another column. And this is going to be the total degrees up to that point. So what I really want to know is, first we had congestive heart failure. Well, that wanted to be right at 40.141 degrees. Now I want to add the 62.17 to my previous, and that'll give me 102.311. Let's see. Okay, so it's another 62 degrees past the 40 degrees, and that will bring me right to 102.311. And then for the next value, which is, let's see, heart attack, then I'll add the 30 degrees onto the 102.311, and that will give me 132.368, and I just keep adding 304.928, and then add the 55.072, and that will bring me exactly to 360 degrees. So these are the places on the pie chart that I want to draw my lines. So now let's go back to our pie chart. Now I have to change to pink. So I have to select that button. It'll change the ink color to pink. And now I want to mark at 102. So I don't have to count all the way through here. I can start at 90, and then this is 100, and we want to be at 102. So we want to be just a little past 100. And there we go. Okay, so we've got that. Next is heart attack. So we change to red. And heart attack is at 132.368. And I'm really just aiming for 132 since I can't get that precise. So 132 is going to be where? Let's see. 10, 20, 30. And you can start on the edge and bring your line to the center. So you can do that either way. Next is 304, and that's for infant birth. So let's see, that's in green. Need to change to green. And we want to be at 304, so here's 270, 280, 290, 300, and we want to be, what, about halfway through there. And then the final line, which it's easy to forget that you need to do this, but you do need to put in that final line, and you might even choose to do this when you start. So now select pneumonia, and you just need a line going from 0 degrees to the center. And that's our complete pie chart. Take out all the extra stuff. So this is what the pie chart should look like for this particular data set.